am I the asshole for reporting my wife for bringing me snacks in the hospital?
You snitch?
Yeah, you got snacks.
You got snacks?
You goddamn bastard.
And you snitch? unless they're like, hey, for real, you can't eat. You gotta fast the whole time because you have an important surgery that
colonoscopy or something.
Or something.
Bro. I recently saw some episodes of what is it, like 500-pound sisters or something like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where they have like enabler boyfriends who feed them when they shouldn't be feeding. So maybe something like that.
Okay.
But you snitching on snacks, bro? Oh,
yeah. I mean, I feel like this is a
that.
rare case. My explanation. So I'm thinking it's probably asshole.
Sean's probably right, to be honest. That's the only reason.
That's the only way I can see this being the only reason to snitch.
Well, Sean, this story does come with a trigger warning for eating disorder.
Ooh.
So
I wasn't too far off.
Not too far off. But if that's something you don't want to listen to, feel free to skip this first story. But Sean, your prediction, you might be back. You might be back.
I might be back. When there's no
Not to jinx
pressure.
it. Knock on wood.
I'm the opposite of was it coal under diamonds? What that make? No, I got all of that wrong. Pressure makes diamonds.
Makes diamonds?
Yeah. I'm going to leave now. It's been a good episode, guys. I'll see you guys back on Monday. It's been fucking for real.
This dude could entitle one of his episode stories.
Holy
stories
shit.
on Monday, and he had a meltdown.
Diamonds under coal. Now what that make? Pressure.
That makes pressure, baby.
Fuck.
Just like the definition of insanity.
Fuck, I'm an idiot. All right.
All right.
I'll shut the fuck up.
No, that was good. That allowed people to skip if they wanted to. All right. So I am 32 and male. About 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with a binge eating disorder. To put it simply, I eat compulsively even when not hungry. My BMI is 43, putting me in the class 3 obesity range. Since my diagnosis, I have not improved whatsoever. Therapy and support groups have a positive effect on my mentality, but even after 2 hours, I'll be at a drive-thru. It has affected my health, my mental health, my finances, and of course, my wife. My wife is 37. She is average sized and eventually agreed that I may need actual medical intervention. After a lot of deliberation, we packed up and temporarily moved states so I could participate in an inpatient program as part of a research study. Apparently, intervention programs for BED can be pretty hit or miss, and so this one is a new take on them, being 6 months instead of the typical 30 to 90 days. I am currently at the end of my first month, and everything is going very well. I've made a lot of friends in the program as well. At the end of 1 month mark, visitation opened up and my wife could now visit me. Obviously, she jumped at the chance and came to visit me 2 days ago. We headed over to my room where she took her backpack off and pulled out jalapeno chips and 2 Coca-Colas. 2 of my most common binge items. At first, I freaked out, but she explained that I deserved a break and went into detail about how much trouble she went through to smuggle them in. I immediately shouted for a nurse who forcefully removed the products from her hands and then escorted her out of the hospital with a full team. My wife has now been completely banned from the premises, and she's furious at me. The nurses and doctors have expressed nothing but gratitude and told me that had I indulged, I would have instantly been removed from the program. One thing that my wife said that makes me think she had a point was instead of telling her to put the snacks away and take them home, I went for the nuclear option, calling other people. I know that her bringing me snacks was objectively wrong, but was my reaction over the top?
This is tricky.
I would say when you're immersed in that type of thing, because, first impression, yeah, you could have just been like, I'm actually doing really great. Would love for you to not, tempt me. But also, you're deep in the shits. This is the one thing that's been working. And she might have really thought she was doing a lovely thing by giving you a break. But that's just not what you need right now, not what you're allowed to do. And you'll be kicked out of the only thing that has worked. So, I mean, I get freaking out and, watching, your program go in flames right in front of you. Yeah, it's a tough thing. I would say maybe a little bit overreaction, but like kind of justified, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm also kind of a little bit on that route that this is kind of like a different judgment. I'm leaning more towards like everyone sucks a little bit here. Not so much. I'm not blaming the OP whatsoever what they did, because like what Sean is saying, that's a hard process, right? Especially like having to go through that. They've done it for like months. I think they could have gone with that option where like, hey, just put it away. But again, like what Sean said, I understand that is a lot of work to do. And I think the wife was just a little bit ignorant in the subject or in the matter, and they don't possibly understand like the intricacies and the little details of it. What she did was kind of bad. That's just like going to, someone who's gone to like rehab for alcohol. Is like, hey, you want a shot?
Yeah.
So that's kind of very insensitive on her part. I don't know if it's done maliciously. Like I don't see it that way yet, but I'm kind of leaning towards OP sucks the very least, in my opinion. But just that overreaction to me was kind of, that was a little bit nuclear.
Yeah. Well, I think not the asshole. I think because like she knew what she was doing is wrong. She's like, I had to smuggle these in basically.
True.
And it's like, you're doing something wrong then, right? Yeah. And as you guys just said, it's like bringing shots to an alcohol like a rehabilitation, and it's just like, well, you're doing something wrong, right? You're offering people who are addicted, trying to, get over this disease.
And OP mentioned like, and she was mentioning how hard she worked to smuggle it in, and like kind of sounds like a little bit guilting him into doing it. So actually, now that we're thinking about it, I think
same.
I think OP's completely innocent.
Same.
They made the right choice there.
Again, I think he could have said like, you know what, like just put it away. But he's also like sick. And so he's probably like, I don't even want to risk it. Like, just get it out of here.
Also, you don't know if she had gotten caught with the backpack, even if it was unopened.
She was going to get banned anyways.
True.
She might have gotten banned and might have got you banned too if you didn't like get her kicked out.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a chance that would have gone terribly wrong had you not done the nuclear option.
Exactly.
Yeah, relapse is a crazy shit, bro. Like that's like all that work that you put in for all that. Yeah, that's rough. I definitely sympathize for OP and understand the way they did it.
Yeah. I think you guys were most of the way there. Just restructuring it as like, because for some reason we don't think of food the same way as we do like alcohol or drugs or something like that. But it can be just as addictive as anything like that. So
you're telling us, Josh.
Yeah, you're telling us.
You're telling us, brother.
Some guy who trying to cut sugar out of their life, and it's rough, bro. Like it's really hard.
I'm right there with you. I'm trying to look good for the wedding. So
you look good already, my guy. I don't know what you're trying to do.
You don't know. I'm wearing an oversized sweater. You don't know what I look like.
Like
guaranteed
I see.
better than what's underneath my shirt, brother.
Get therapy.
I don't know how to read.
Get therapy.